All right, guys. Impromptu story time. I know I usually have to do them Tuesdays, but I'm gonna shoot this one now so that I could have more time for other things tomorrow because it's really hard to make time to do all these videos and then the uh the time it takes to upload them and shit. Hang on, it's Ashar or Usher. Okay. Uh the challenge I made, by the way, it didn't come off like that well because I had a lot on my mind and I was just speaking. I didn't really get to say everything, but this is something else. And right before I was going to shoot this, Chicago Wrestle Talk just answered the challenge, so I had to watch his vid. Um, I'm gonna reply to later. I'm gonna reply to it though. But anyway, this is Storytime 2007. I didn't really know at first what I wanted to say about 2007, but 2007 was actually the year that I really like came into my own. I look like shit, I know, but I came into my own. I learned that year that was the year I learned that I ultimately had to look out for number one. That was me. And the year before, I had met these two friends of mine. Should I say their names? I'll say their names. William and Lance. These were two guys from school. They were the definition of neckbeards, but out of sympathy, I hung out with one, and the other one was pretty cool, so I hung out with him too. Uh, and I remember fucking failing every class that year, like Jesus Christ. Um, and I didn't have a, I don't know. Oh, I did actually. I liked a girl for like a long time, a lot. Didn't work out. Um, that was also the year that the Undertaker won the Rumble, and the Undertaker was my favorite wrestler. And I was so fucking mad when he lost. He got injured and he had to get stripped of the title, so he had to drop it. I got my TV back, like my cable back, so I was able to get back into TNA. That was the one year where I started preferring TNA over WWE, just with the fast paced matches and the storylines. The shit was only 1 hour. They didn't have less. They didn't have more than three matches on each week's show, and I preferred it over Raw and SmackDown. That was the year that wrestling for me was disappointing because they had Cena beat everybody. I love Batista, but I was actually kind of getting bored of him myself. Uh, and I was into comic book movies and Dragon Ball Z at that time. So anytime one of those Marvel comic films came out, me and my friends went to go see that shit. That was also the first year that I had an actual job. I worked at the newspaper stand, and I would fold fucking papers for hours, man. And I got paid for peanuts, man. Because that wasn't a job that like paid you by the hour. They paid you by like how much you did. And I was really fat back then, and I was a little kid, so I didn't really know like what to do. So there were people that were getting like so many tables full, and I would get like maybe one, two, three if I was lucky, and I got paid like $14 2 weeks for that much fucking work. And I actually had that job for 2 years, and now the factory's closed down. I've seen it. Uh, and you guys remember how I said 2006 was the year of MySpace? Well, guess what? 2007. I told you guys I was introduced to a lot of stuff this year. 2007 was the year of YouTube. I discovered YouTube shooting. I discovered IWC, YWC. People talked about wrestling. Whose channel did I watch first? My brother introduced me to Bill and Doug, RVD Tito for life. That channel was still active. Um, True Slayer was one of the guys I started watching. MB Wrestler 700 or MB 700. He's 87 now. He's actually Mikey O'Shea in the Indies now. He's a wrestler. The guy wanted to become a wrestler. He became a wrestler. No, Wrestling Jesus wasn't there back then. PS Power. I watched him. Kent Jones. He was an asshole. Um, fucking who was the other one? Shit. Fuck. Spinnernet, I think. It was a lot of people. It was fun times though, and I just hated WWE that year. Like it was so terrible. The pay per view sucked. Cena's title reign was so long. I really wanted Shawn Michaels to win at WrestleMania, and he didn't. And then I wanted Bobby Lashley to win, and I didn't want Orton to win, but everybody else did. And then he fucking won. Like Cena had to get stripped for Orton to lose, and then yeah, but that was the wrestling part. The summer of that year was pretty fun. Like I said, the spring was like with the movies and the friends and all that. The summer was when I discovered the YWC. I had that little cheap MP3 player. It was a good summer. I met a girlfriend at the job too. She was a few years younger than me, but we were like this, and we had a click. And she liked wrestling too. She liked the divas. The divas were mainly eye candy, but they had more charisma than the ones we have now. Like they had Kelly and Candice and Maria and stuff like that. I had a really cool band of brothers at that job. It was awesome. And lunch was the shit. That was our favorite time. Late 2007. Okay, this is where the real games begin. Okay, so school started and it was a nightmare because that freshman class that we had coming up were so fucking bad. Like it was like a charter school. So like it was middle school and high school. This eighth grade class that was moving to freshman year, they got in trouble all the time to the point where all the eighth grade teachers came up to the high school teachers like, hey, this new class you got coming in, they're trouble. They're trouble. You know, be careful. And they were trouble, bro. And I got put in a class with them. And it was a nightmare, brother. You guys know the song Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold? M. Shadows was singing about my life when that song came out. Nightmare, man. And then, you know those two guys I was telling you about? Well, that girlfriend I had at the job, she was a little bit younger than me, right? And I told one of those motherfuckers, it was Lance who I told him, don't fucking mess with her. Or I don't know, it could have been her or her friend, but I said, don't fucking mess with her. And he fucking messed with her. He sent her a message and he told her that he was going to give her porn. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. You stabbed your brother in the back. I'm going to tell you guys about another backstabber in a couple more videos, but I said, you stabbed your brother in the back. So me and my boy William turned on him. And this was in late 2007 when we made it official. But when we rang into the new year, his 2008, which was his last year in high school, it was going to be an unforgettable one. But I'll tell you later. I'll tell you guys next week. But yeah, it really hurt to lose a friend for that. But I told that motherfucker, don't mess with her. And he was a greedy Jew. Okay? This fucking Jew is fucking fat. He was 300 pounds. If you guys really want to see what he looks like, I'll send you his actual Facebook link. But he would get honey buns, right? He would get 2 of them. And he wouldn't share with nobody. So one day, all I had was $1. And I told him, hey, man, let me buy one of your honey buns. So I give him the $1. He lets me get the honey bun. And then he takes my $1. He takes his fat ass over to the machine. And he goes buys himself another honey bun so that he could have 2. I know, right? He was the definition of a horn dog. Me and William were getting compliments from girls all the time. And Lance was just looking. And I felt bad for that man. Like, he got bullied. But, like, now you can see why. He was a snake. He was a snake in the grass, brother. But whatever. Fuck that nigga. He's going to die of a heart attack. He's like 400 pounds. I'm not even lying, bro. I ask people that I run into in the streets, how's Lance doing? And they tell me. But, yeah, that was a pretty good year. Jeff Hardy was actually getting pushed. Oh, and the thing is, that Survivor Series that year was in Miami. And I was supposed to go, but I couldn't go. But I ordered it on pay-per-view. And another thing, the games I got SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, like earlier that year. And then later that year, I got 2008. So that was good. Yeah, it was a pretty good year. It was the year. I didn't really think I was going to come up with a lot of stuff to talk about in this video. But that was the year that I really came into my own, you know. And it started a new era. Like, it started me, like, seeing things in a different light to look out for myself. Because I always had my family, like, with me side by side. And that was the year that I learned, like, to walk a path. That there was a world out there. And in the past 8 years, like, I've seen it tenfold. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think. I'd like to hear how you guys 2007 was, if you remember. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but I told you guys what I know. It's from the heart. Speaking from the heart. So yeah, take care, guys, and have a good one. This should be up tomorrow. Bye.